The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, a short comic novel based on BBC radio scripts, is a book named after a book. The book it's named after turns up on Earth in the satchel of one of its field researchers, who comes here for a week and gets stuck for 15 years. Aside from under-researching suitable names and thinking that Ford Prefect, a car I might not otherwise have ever heard of because I was too young, will blend him in nicely, he's got the measure of our planet. He's disguised as an out-of-work actor from Guildford, but under the script he's pretending to audition for is a sub-ether sensormatic electronic thumb and a towel. He's trying to get home. Ford's entry for The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy on this tiny little blue-green planet at the unfashionable end of the western spiral arm of the galaxy is mostly harmless, which sets the tone for humanity's place in Douglas Adams's universe, hysterically contrasting with the fact that we humans all believe we are at the centre of it.
Excuse me? Are you telling me that we just stuck our thumbs out and some green, bug-eyed monster popped his head out and said, "Hi, fellas, hop right in, I can take you as far as the Basingstoke roundabout"?
Well, the thumb's an electronic sub-ether device, the roundabout's at Barnard Star, but otherwise that's more or less right.
And the bug-eyed monster?
Is green, yes.
Rather than say Douglas Adams wrote an omniscient novel, it's better to say Omniscience could have been written for Douglas Adams. We drop in and out of the heads of Arthur Dent, the people trying to knock his house down to make way for a bypass, his friend Ford trying to get him away before the Vogons do the same thing to the planet. Often we're hearing from the book itself, which is the narrator of the radio series the novel came from. We learn about the importance of towels, babelfish, the answer to the great question of life, the universe, and everything being 42, and the subsequent need to find out what the actual question is. I'm not going to talk about them because they are safely in the language. What deserves to be celebrated above everything else is where Douglas Adams provides science fiction for emotional fact.
He gave the barman another £10 note and told him to keep the change. The barman looked at it and then looked at Ford. He suddenly shivered. He experienced a momentary sensation that he didn't understand, because no one on Earth had ever experienced it before. In moments of great stress, every life form that exists gives out a tiny subliminal signal. This signal simply communicates an exact and almost pathetic sense of how far that being is from the place of his birth. On Earth, it is never possible to be further than 16,000 miles from your birthplace, which isn't really very far, so such signals are too minute to be noticed. Ford Prefect was, at this moment, under great stress, and he was born 600 light-years away in the near vicinity of Betelgeuse. The barman reeled for a moment, hit by a shocking, incomprehensible sense of distance. He didn't know what it meant, but he looked at Ford Prefect with a new sense of respect, almost awe. "Are you serious, sir?" he said in a small whisper which had the effect of silencing the pub. "You think the world's going to end?" "Yes," said Ford. "But this afternoon?" Ford had recovered himself. He was at his flippest. "Yes," he said gaily. "In less than 2 minutes, I would estimate."
Got a lift with a teaser. Hypno rays?
Teasers?
Yeah. Teasers are rich kids with nothing to do. They cruise around the galaxy looking for planets that no one's made interstellar contact yet with and buzz them.
Buzz them?
Yeah. They find some isolated spot and land right by some unsuspecting soul that no one's ever going to believe and strut up and down in front of them making beep, beep noises. Rather childish, really.
Given that Douglas Adams predicts the Kindle, vegan meat, and the coming to power of a TV star as a corrupt president, it's safe to say that the material hasn't dated and the humour hasn't either. The magnitude and potential of the universe and the pettiness of humanoid life and its preoccupation with its own lifestyle within it is what means the humour hasn't changed, hasn't dated at all. The famous sales-boosting cover of the guide itself, "Don't Panic," painted in large friendly letters on the cover, is the only piece of advice that comes up in the whole thing. And that is as important today as it has ever been.